All right. What's up? Actually, move this up a little bit. There we go. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing this evening? Jacob's already like first. I love it when people get in. They're like, I'm first. It's almost like the shotgun war that you play when you're trying to get front seat in the car. Shotgun! I did it. What's going on, Brandon? What's up, Jacob? How is everybody tonight? Everybody doing all right? Yeah? Ooh, let me turn the volume down. I just realized this mic is going off. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, we're good. Sorry if that was a little loud, guys. Oh my god, it's still. Let me take myself down a little. Down a little. Okay, we're good. Shouldn't have any more problems now. Well, Charlton or Carlton, whichever one it is. We do it at the same time every night, so I can't help that. X-Trance, what's going on? Angel, what's up? Adslan, Kim, what's going on, guys? How is everybody doing? Do me a favor, guys, hit the thumbs up button if you're watching, or if you're watching the replay and you love these Q&As or you love the trainings that we put together for you guys. Hit that thumbs up button, let everybody else know that you're having a great night and that you love the channel. Rare Breed, what's going on? Yeah, I feel like it's been extra warm everywhere. It's actually pretty cold here, but I got a new tattoo and it really is it's going through the peeling process, so it's still a little bit sensitive. And so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna wear a tank top. I've been wearing tank tops all week to work and having to wear like a sweater over top of it because it's still cold out. But well, cold for me is probably not cold for you. Every time I talk to someone from the north and I tell them it's cold here, they're like, dude, that's nothing. It's probably like it's been in the 40s and 50s mostly. Might have hit the 30s once, but it's been really warm here for it being November. Like, it's never been this warm in November, which just goes to prove that global warming is definitely a thing. So, do good for your environment, guys. Daisha, what's up? Everybody doing all right tonight? Cool, cool. So, as per usual, we are going to do a Q&A session. If you guys are ready for me to answer some questions, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button and we'll go ahead and get started. Let's get that thumbs up count to about 10. We've got about 14 people on, it looks like. So, you guys help me get that thumbs up or that like count up just a little bit. And you guys can go ahead and start asking your questions. I gotta say, it's been a hectic season already. The holiday season, the end of the year, November, December, is always crazy because, at least in the marketing industry, because you've got several different promotional campaigns going on. You've got clients wanting to get promotional campaigns going for the holidays, and not to mention my own promotional campaigns we're trying to build out. Which, by the way, if you guys want to be added to the VIP list, because here's the thing. For our Black Friday, if you're not on the VIP list, you won't get access to our deals. You won't even get to know what they are. So if you're curious or if you're interested in being in the VIP list, go ahead and put something in the chat now. You'll still have to do it later. We don't have the VIP list ready. It'll be ready hopefully by about next week. So if you're interested in being on that VIP list, or if you're interested in getting one of our programs at a massive discount, like some of them we're taking a lot of money off. So it's going to be great. But I'm curious to see who would be interested in our offers that we have for Black Friday. +1 for helping the environment. Don't use trees for books. Save them for rolling paper. Oh my god. Save the trees for rolling papers. Lewis, glad to have you here. David, I'll get to your question in just a sec. Janetta, Arkham, what's going on, guys? How are y'all doing? As always, if you're just hopping in, hit that thumbs up button. Let me know you love it. But let's go ahead and get to the questions. Again, if you guys have questions, feel free to put them in the chat. And we'll go ahead and get this started. So does Yelp and Yellow Pages work for client prospecting? Totally. A great way to go about doing that is you actually just get on Yelp and Yellow Pages and you type in a specific type of business that you're trying to go after. And people who are running ads on those platforms, like 95% of the time, they're not happy with their marketing that they're being provided with on that platform. Because, I mean, seriously, find a business owner that's advertised on Yelp or Yellow Pages, and find one that's actually had like a decent result from their campaign and has loved their campaign. It's almost impossible. Arkham, yes, I sell SOPs if you're interested in those. And I'll tell you this, they will change your life. It makes it so much easier when you have a process in place versus trying to wing it or even just building your own. You'll realize very quickly, you'll like get done with an SOP and then you put it into practice and then you very quickly realize, oh my God, there's like 10 problems with this that we have to fix. And then you're trying to fix problems while running campaigns or while trying to create campaigns. It's complicated. What do you feel the best niches are coming into 2020 or 2021? Well, with Corona, it's still going to be service-based companies. People who are providing home-related services or medical-related services, things like that are going to be some of the best industries to stick into. It kind of depends on how things wind up with COVID happening and with, I feel like it's kind of tapering off, but obviously it's still a thing. Also, I feel like people, like their mentality about it is completely changing. They're not as freaked out anymore. The more and more I go out, even to the grocery store, the more people I see not wearing masks and just they're over it. So definitely those industries. Got the 2.0 marketing. Does one need the Facebook course? If so, need the VIP course. Rare. No, you actually don't. All of the Facebook marketing related content that you'll need is actually already inside DMS 2.0. How do you navigate objections without having experience in marketing for when you're just starting out? I'm planning to help a friend's business first and use him for video testimonial, but that's just one. So objections, let's be clear. Objections are something that you get when you're going through the sales process and you're trying to get them to buy, and they'll have an objection like, oh, it just seems a little pricey. I'm not really sure. And overcoming an objection is a lot of the time just bringing them back to the value, getting them to understand why it's expensive. So, if somebody says, it just seems expensive, one of the first things you have to do is kind of throw any objection. What your goal to do is be able to recall something they said and then use it against their objection. So if they say it's expensive, you have to, and this should have been built into your proposal, but you want to go back and say, I totally understand it is expensive, but like we showed you in the proposal, if you spend this much in marketing, we're going to increase your traffic to your site by this much. And if you can continue to close at your close ratio that you told me you guys close at, we're going to increase your revenue by so much, which will make you profitable. So you're not losing money by spending on the campaign with us. You're actually getting a positive return. So it's being able to explain to people, whatever the objection is, you have to kind of back up and use their own words or use what they've said against them. It's the best way to overcome objections. And the good thing is when you look at all of the objections that there are, it's not that many. It's 5 to 7 different objections that you'll get. I think I said objectives objections. It's like 5 to 7 objections that you'll get. And the good thing is the response is always the same. Your reply to an objection is always the same. So that's why the best thing you can do is be able to list out all of the different objections and then prepare responses for those objections and then practice them. Because again, once you understand the objection and what a response to that objection should be, it becomes very easy to say, okay, well, here's the problem that you have. Here's what you told me. Now, here's again why this is not a big deal. How do you improve business acumen as a beginner to starting an agency? Kim, it mostly comes down to training and practice. The biggest thing that you can do is start learning. That's going to be the first step you want to take. Start learning by taking educational programs or online courses, by reading books, reading blog content, getting a mentor. All of those things are going to help you increase your business acumen. And Arkham, no, I don't have a link. We sell those a la carte, so we don't really have a sales page for them. What I can tell you is the cost of our SOPs is $17.50. So if you're interested in that, just let me know after this call, and we can talk about, the value built into these SOPs and why it's worth what it's worth paying. Working my way through DMS on the SWEPS module, loving it so far. Oh, you're on the biggest part of the module, or biggest part of the course, but I'm glad you love it. If you guys don't know what DMS is, it's Digital Marketing School. It's the #1 training program for marketing agency owners. Like I can't tell you guys how many times we get comments or feedback from people saying, I can't believe you only sell it for this much. Obviously, the most important thing is we want to make sure it's affordable for you guys, but also, obviously, we want you to love the training inside, and we've spent a lot of time curating that training, so glad to see that people love it. I've always wondered what services are included in a $5,000 social media package. Could you help me clarify, please? So if you're charging $5,000, it's going to be probably a mixture of content creation, ads management, and community management, meaning content creation is posting on the pages, coming up with content to post. Ads management, that's very straightforward. And then community management is responding to comments and messages for a business. And that's really all you would charge. Most of that's going to, and it kind of depends, because $5,000 is some of that going towards their ad spend, because at that point it's really easy to come up, like I could come up with a $10,000 social media marketing package, super simple. And what that would primarily consist of is community management and ads management. We wouldn't even have to necessarily throw in page management, because again, posting to a page is decent, but unless you're running ads, there's no point. I'm totally geeking out on Go High Level. It seems too good to be true for agency owners. Do you have any plans on doing Go High Level training? Which Go High Level snapshots are you offering with affiliate sign up? Did you sign up through my affiliate link? Because if so, excuse me, if so, then we send you my snapshot that we use for acquiring clients, or really setting appointments and getting those appointments. So that way we can present audits and proposals. The VIP will be available in the next week. Don't worry, I'll update you guys when it's live, so that way you all can get informed and get on the list of people. The good thing is too, or not good thing, really, I guess it isn't a good thing. The reason why you want to be on this VIP list, more importantly, is because we're only doing so many offers. Because we're doing such a massive discount, I can't afford to just give away every person who wants to buy it at this price point for this price point that we're giving away all these products at. So there are limitations on how many offers are available, and that's why you want to be on that VIP list as quickly as possible, so that way as soon as we go live, you can get in, you can see what offers are available, and you can get what you want. So yeah, Arkham, if you want them, just let me know, and we can talk about it. Looking to do SEO for a friend's business. They just want to... Ow, sorry. I got to scratch it, but it's tender. All right. They just want to do it on social media without a website. Can you do that? What? SEO doesn't have a ton to do with social media. The only thing that SEO really has to do with social media is, for example, if you have a blog and you're posting that blog content to social, like you're sharing it to social, the only thing that social really does for SEO is you get a little bit more SEO juice, if you will, every time someone shares it, or let's say they go from social to the blog and then they embed it on their website. That's a way that you could get some more SEO value from social media and your content you're producing. But as far as social itself being involved with SEO, there's not much to do with it other than claiming your accounts and setting up your listing on that page. What do you think of creating our own ads as agency owners to get clients? I mean, that's always a great way to do it. We're about to actually launch a pay-per-click campaign. So Google ads, we're about to launch Google ads for my own agency. I would say that social is a little bit more difficult to get really great results. And yes, Google ads are a little bit more expensive, but again, the clients you stand to get are totally worth the amount you'll spend. Does the amount of followers you have matter when sending cold messages on Insta through your business profile? I'll put it to you like this. You don't want like 5. That doesn't look good. But no, you don't really need a ton of followers for an agency account. That's not too important. How important do you think having an amazing website is for agency owners? I've seen some agencies run off a single-click funnels landing page with one call to action, booking in a call via calendar app. So I would say in the beginning, that's a decent strategy to go with, is, the one page or single page landing page and then having people go to set an appointment. That's not a problem as far as starting out with your agency, but as you develop and as you become a larger agency, you will want a website. And the reason why is because single page landing pages, that strategy only works if you're running ads. You're not going to rank in search results more than likely with one page. And if you do, it'll be for like a couple of keywords. The benefit to having a website is you can rank for a lot more pages and a lot more keywords. And it just looks more professional than one page. In the mentorship program, what trainings do you cover in the weekly live call, and how could I be best prepared for the call? So in our mentorship program, it's more of a Q&A style session, but small group. And sometimes we do focused lessons, but that's completely up to the students. So what I'll usually do is go inside the group, post a comment saying, what types of training would you guys like to see? People will leave comments, and then I'll curate some type of training around the comments that are left. But most of the sessions we have are Q&A open sessions. I'm blowing through these questions tonight. I don't even have any more on there that I can answer. So how are you guys doing with your agency then? Let's ask that. Like, where are you at in your journey? You guys do me a favor. Explain to me where you are in your journey. Have you started yet? Are you still in the learning phase? Are you in the building phase? Do you have tons of clients? Are you starting to get your first few clients? Where are you guys at with your journey? And outside of that, what struggles are you guys having outside of landing clients? Because I get that. Everybody struggles to land clients. And if you have that struggle, go to my channel. We have tons of training on getting clients for your agency. But outside of landing clients, what struggles are you guys foreseeing, or what are you currently having with your agency? Have you attracted any clients from LinkedIn ads? We actually haven't run any LinkedIn ads because they are super expensive. Also, here's my 2 cents about it. LinkedIn is not a platform that people just sit on. And it's definitely not a platform where they're going necessarily to look for a marketing agency, or at least that's my opinion. I could be wrong, but I would say for the most part, people aren't using LinkedIn in that way. It's more like LinkedIn is, like, in my opinion, has pretty much become like a resume site and a networking site where you can potentially meet people, but a lot of people aren't, at least from my experience and what I've seen from other people, I don't see a lot of people getting leads from LinkedIn. T-Do hasn't started yet. Why haven't you started? Where are you at? What are you doing? Are you in the learning phase? Are you just afraid to start? What's going on? After watching your interview with Nate Tilley at the Shift Social, I was wondering if you think those type of simple per performance agencies are better for current climate. So here's the thing. You don't have to do performance-based marketing, but at the end of the day, as the marketing world kind of grows and people get more familiar with digital marketing and just marketing in general, people are less interested in like you developing an email list or a leads list. And at least for local businesses, they're more interested, and this is again for local businesses, they're more interested in you setting appointments and driving foot traffic, or I mean, that's really it. Getting foot traffic for those places that have a physical location, like retail stores, things like that. But if it's somebody like a doctor, dentist, service professionals like plumbers, roofers, all of those different types of people, they want appointments. They don't want leads. And it's not that they don't necessarily want leads. It's that they're so used to having marketing agencies come to them and say, hey, we'll give you leads. And then the leads end up being crap. And it's really not even necessarily that the leads are crap. It's that they don't know how to convert those leads into appointments. So you're sending all these leads to them, and they're not converting them into appointments. So, sorry, I'm trying to scoot up, and I can't. It comes down to being able to get appointments for businesses. Jacob, what are you getting started with? Like your learning phase, or are you just getting started with your agency? I've heard they're more expensive, but do they offer better qualification options as far as client business sizes? Again, I just gave you my 2 cents on it. I don't think their qualification is probably better, but there aren't a ton of business owners sitting on LinkedIn. Business owners, especially in a local market, they're out there working. They're out there working on their business. So a lot of them aren't sitting on LinkedIn just waiting for money to come in. Can you use my privacy policy? I don't really care. That's up to your discretion. I would recommend making sure that you have an attorney approve it for your agency, because you are going to have to make some changes, but I don't mind. Jacob, what do you mean by forming a plan? Like a business plan, or like your operations, how that's going to work? What do you mean? Struggling with fear of failure. Arkham, you're going to fail. Just go ahead and accept that mentality. And what I always say is don't look at it as failure. What you have to do is you have to start to take failure and transform that into I learned something, or a learning experience. So you didn't fail. You just didn't get the result you wanted initially, and now you've learned from it. So now we're going to use that experience to do better in the future. But you are going to mess up. People get so afraid of the fact that they think they're going to mess up, and you just have to accept it. You're going to mess up at some point. I still mess up all the time. So don't be afraid of messing up. Right now we are pivoting towards construction companies. We are in New Zealand and haven't had trouble getting clients. It's just that they are all over the place. Having a focus can definitely help. In my building phase at the moment, pretty close to being done, just waiting for the Done With You agency program to get on with branding packages and wireframes at the moment. Yeah, so we actually had, you're talking about the branding guide. We had a designer that actually took a full-time job with another company, so she had to leave us, which is great for her, but we finally got some designers in place. They're actually working on churning out those branding guides. The wireframe, though, I guess that's part of design, too. I was thinking sitemap. Yeah, so the wireframes and the branding guides are the only things missing, but we'll have those here very, very shortly. Where can we provide the most value to construction companies? We offer content, Facebook ads, websites, and design. The most value for construction companies is going to be SEO. If you want my honest opinion, SEO and website design. Those are the two most effective services for them. I'm currently generating my own experience by creating a niche website and just driving traffic to it through SEO, PPC, and email marketing. My plan is to gain the practical knowledge and then reach out to agencies or small businesses to gain more experience, then start my full service agency. I think that's a solid plan. And the pandemic hit in March. So yeah, it's been tough for a first-time entrepreneur. We are doing better now, and our client just sponsored Master Chef. So things are looking up. The biggest problem I'm facing is in Maldives. Even the big corporations don't accept rates higher than $1,500 for services you explained earlier. How can I overcome? I don't know the Maldives. Let me just be completely honest. I don't know the Maldives at all, so I can't really help you with how that works. My assumption would be, though, that there are definitely companies out there, but that will spend more than $1,500. But if the majority of businesses out there, which they're going to be small businesses like in every other industry, it might be beneficial for you to offer lower rate services. Now, these services might not provide the best result from a lead generation, appointment generation perspective, but there's a difference between a premium style agency and a churn and burn style agency. Premium style, they charge a lot more. They provide a better quality of service. They usually provide more leads and appointments than a churn and burn will. Churn and burn, what that means is you're going to pick up a lot of clients at cheaper rates, like $250, $500, $750, $1,000 a month. And that's it. You're not going to pick up anybody else other than that. So I would potentially look at your business model and how that's working out. I feel like I won't be able to get good qualified appointments for local businesses considering I don't know jack about Facebook ads. Well, that's why, T-Do, you're supposed to, if you don't know anything about it and you don't feel comfortable running the ads, you need to outsource that part of your job and price your service accordingly so that way you can afford the ad manager and then at the same time be able to make a profit on the campaign that you're going to build. Numbers for outreach, 30 to 50 cold calls, emails, messages per day. And then you want about 20 to 40 follow-ups per day. So those people you reached out that were the cold people, those people that you've already reached out to or that you've already spoken to, you want to hit them up again. And you want to do that for about 2 weeks. Do we still need to message you with Go High Level to get your templates? Yes, you do. Do I need the whole follow-up sequence, which you showed last time? I don't know how to set all that up through Zaps or Asana. It's too much. Yeah. Follow-up, here's the thing. Most sales don't happen in the first, what's the word I'm looking for? In the first interaction with a business. More sales happen in the follow-up process than in the first or initial interaction. So without follow-up, you're definitely going to struggle to get clients. I'm trying to make a plan for how I'll operate my agency and how to pick and choose contractors to run ads. I got you. Yeah, so the plan on how to operate, that's SOPs or operations. We offer those. We sell our SOPs if you guys are interested. And again, trust me, because that's one of the biggest things that people don't realize when starting an agency. They think getting clients is hard. When you create an SOP for sales, it's a lot easier. But running the actual digital marketing side of things, that's a lot harder to do than getting clients, I promise you. And when you get into business and get into the agency, you'll really start to see what I'm talking about, where you'll get some clients and you're like, oh, that wasn't that hard. Then you start to try and put together the campaigns and you're running around like crazy trying to get everything done. And then you have people quit, so then you have to hire new people. Like building a solid team and operations are the two most important things in your agency, hands down. Hey, Bridget, how are you? I hope your day is going good, but on Module 4 with the chat bots, the link to Arvel's website is blocked from Google for phishing. Is there another way to look at the things he put up there? Nicholas, I'll have to actually check in on that. Wasn't aware that that was happening. Sometimes things happen with people's websites, so I'll have to actually reach out to Arvel and see what's going on there. Is there project management software that can create visual campaign maps and manage team tasks through integrated SOPs? So we use Asana. I don't know any software out there that will create visual campaign maps. There's Geru, Geru. That's one that's kind of like for building out campaign maps. We personally use Whimsical, which is a wireframe and flowchart builder. Whimsical works really well. And then again, once you get your SOPs in place on Asana, you'll just build them out as templates. And then every time you get a new client, you just make a copy of the template and you use that as your SOP. But you have to build your SOP first. What's your opinion on the 2-hour agency model? Don't know what that is. Have no clue who Robert Nicholas is. You'd have to tell me a little bit more. How much do you spend on Google Ads to get one lead? So we haven't actually started spending on Google Ads yet. That was our goal for like this year, was to get started using pay-per-click ads instead of just SEO and referrals. So I will actually be starting that in about a month. So I'll let you know how it goes at that point. But guys, we've got 29 people in here. So do me a favor. If you're enjoying this Q&A, or if you've enjoyed any of the content I put together, or the program, the DMS 2.0, Done With You Agency, if you've enjoyed any of that information, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, the like button. Let people know that you're enjoying this amazing content. So that way other agency owners just like you get access to our materials. Who's excited to win a mentorship program tonight? We're not done yet. We still got about 30 minutes, but we do a giveaway every single Thursday for our mentorship program, which will happen at the end. Do you think it's generally harder to attract clients this time of year being close to Christmas, or does it get? So it's not because it's close to Christmas. It's because you're close to the end of the year. So anytime you get close towards the end of the year, which is Q4, quarter four, businesses aren't thinking about the rest of this year. They're thinking about what they're going to do into next year. So it's harder to get clients right now, but it's easier to get in the door because the verbiage you use will be something along the lines of, hey, I'm reaching out to businesses to help them prepare for next year Q1 and their marketing plan and strategy for that next year. So if you're interested, I'm putting together free audits and strategy sessions for businesses looking to plan out their next year's marketing. Would you be interested in talking? Something like that actually works out better. But getting clients in these last 2 months is a lot more complicated because of the fact that most businesses aren't looking to buy now. They're looking to make adjustments in Q1. And a lot of that has to do with taxes because they don't want their taxes to fluctuate. Also is because if you're working with larger companies, there's a lot of moving parts when incorporating your business and marketing into their business and operations. And they already have so much going on with holidays. A lot of businesses are like, we don't have time to try and get a new campaign set up for people. It ends in July? That's weird. I don't think I've ever heard of a place ending in July. But then again, I don't really know much about other countries' taxes at all. There's really no need for me to. So, out of everyone that's watching, who's landed a client in the last 2 months? Anybody landing new clients in the last 2 months? Curious to see some answers. Y'all just done? Everybody done? Everybody tired? I'm a little tired. It's been a long week. And tomorrow's going to be a long Friday. Boy, I'll tell you what, tomorrow's going to be so long. Ooh. Y'all ever have those Fridays where you just dread coming in because you know it's going to be a long Friday and all you want to do is get out when you're done on Friday, but you know you got to stay an extra hour or 2 hours and you can't? Is Ian petty? What? Like, are you asking if he is petty? Do you recommend cold calling over cold messaging? Yeah, I would say cold calling, even though it sucks, is more effective. Dino got one client. It looks like Lewis got a client. City Rec got a client. See, guys, it's not impossible to get clients, especially right now. I dreamt about landing a client. That still counts. I mean, you're visualizing your potential for the future. That's all you're doing. You're speaking it into existence, if you will. But it's just an excuse not to start. You got to get out of that excuse. Don't be afraid. And if you have to, just start your agency around whatever it is that you're freelancing. You don't have to offer every service under the sun. No clients yet. Creating those SOPs has got me tired. Tell me about it, man. We're still optimizing it. We're always optimizing SOPs. We go over SOPs at least once a week, trying to make them better, trying to figure out stop gaps, trying to all kinds of stuff. Really, it's insane. They never stop being a pain in the ass. Yes, is Ian petty? He can be. He definitely can be. But he's a great employee, and he works hard and always means well and tries to do what he can to help the company. So I can't complain. I've been super unmotivated recently. I'm guessing you mean unmotivated, okay? And unsure if I actually could bring results to these realtors. It's all about the strategy. If you're going to try and do PPC ads, you're going to struggle because you're going to be competing with companies like Zillow. But if you focus more on SEO and setting those appointments, because what real estate agents suck at is setting appointments and actually converting interested parties into actual live appointments. If you focus on those two services and then optimizing their website, they can get a lot done. City Rec, they're not signed. What does that mean? I mean, I know what not signed means, but you said you got one. So you're waiting on them to sign, or you're doing marketing for free? What does that mean? By the way, you guys like my new tattoo? I'll show it to you. Hang on. Let me get this out of the way. I got to tell you, armbands are not fun, especially this part. It's still so sensitive. Do y'all have tattoos? Do you find that running SOPs with Asana is integrating well with your team and Go High Level using Zapier? Go High Level doesn't really have to do too much with your SOPs that you built. It's more about making sure that your SOPs are set up properly, that you do them in the right steps, that you eliminate any downtime. Like, for example, if you're creating a website and you have the wireframe done, the sitemap done, everything like that, you don't want to start with the creative tasks, so images and design, and not start the copy at the same time, right? It makes sense because the website's done, we know what our copy should be about. That means I should be able to start both creative asset creation and copy creation at the same time. You wouldn't want that stopgap or that downtime. And Zapier doesn't really have a lot to do with using Asana either. We don't really use Zapier too much at all because they have dependencies now on Asana that makes it really easy for you to pretty much automate the process of, and rule setting. You can set rules to say when tasks should be released or held back. So you don't really use those too much when it comes to actually running operations. Thanks, guys, who said they like it. I like it a lot. It's just, man, it wasn't even that bad to get. What sucks more is like putting on like freaking sweatshirts. That's why I've been wearing tank tops this whole week, because like putting on sleeves, it just sits there and rubs up against it the whole time. And that gets really irritating. Are you doing a course giveaway today? Yes, we're going to do a mentorship giveaway here in about 10 minutes. What strategy would you use for restaurant social media? Ads. All ads. No, actually, for restaurants, it actually makes sense to do content management or page management where you actually post to the pages too, because restaurants can get a lot more engagement. People are so interested in food. So definitely social media management, community management, and ads management are going to be the most effective, which is all of the social media services. Which parts of your team do you think is worth hiring locally for, and which parts are best outsourced? That's a good question. So locally, if you can, operations management, like it's very beneficial to have an ops manager that's local. Sales, for sure. Marketing strategy. So if you need a strategist, somebody who's more, it's kind of like a project manager, but not really. It's someone who helps manage the team that you use to create campaigns. So like your designer, your copywriters, your web developers, all of those people, somebody who's a strategist, good to have locally. And then pretty much everything else you can do virtually pretty easily. Which parts of, just read that one. Jordan, do you know coding? Because I was watching your training from a while back and you seemed very confident with your process. No, I don't know website coding. I know very basic language around web development and coding. But that's the thing, guys. You don't have to be a coder to be able to run a successful agency. I would say most successful agency owners don't know how to code, because that's not the point. The point is really what you need to get good at is management, operations, and sales. From there, once you know management and operations, you can run and build campaigns successfully, and sales is acquiring clients. And also management has to do with building and managing a team of people to do the job properly. So those are the three most important things that you need as an agency owner, but you don't need to know web development. Do you open up a business bank account right away or just wait until you have a few clients? It depends. If you can find a bank, which there are tons out there that don't charge any fees in the beginning, then sure, go ahead and get it open. But if you're going to go with a bank that charges fees and you don't have clients, there's no reason to open a bank yet, because why pay fees for money not coming in? Where do you see serial entrepreneur in 10 years? Whew. That's a long time from now, but 10 years, what I would like to have is an actual physical location that we can host training programs for, and ultimately focusing not only on digital marketing and running an agency, but transitioning also into just general entrepreneurship, operations management, operations optimization. So helping people, basically business development, helping people realize areas of their business that they can improve and helping them make them better. Could you do some case studies on successful DMAs? What are they doing right and wrong, where they could improve, etc.? Yeah, we could do that. I'd have to know which agencies to look at, but yeah, that would just take some time to put together. What are 3 important questions one should ask when interviewing a potential contractor? Good question. So one of the most important things you need to be able to ask, a lot of people hire overseas because it's more affordable. That being said, one thing that we've stopped doing is hiring people that aren't willing to work inside of our hours of operation. We do 9 to 5 Eastern Standard Time. So when we hire people, we look for people that are willing to work within those time frames. The next thing is going to be just, it's not really a general question, but it's something specific to their service that they provide. So that way we have an understanding that they actually know what they're talking about and they're not just blowing smoke. Question number 3. I would probably make it around morality, to have an understanding of morals and what's important to them personally. Because if someone says, like, For example, what do you like to do in your free time? Oh, I like to go to bars and party. Probably not someone that I'm going to give that much attention to unless they're a freaking genius. And I have proof from previous employers that they're able to do all of that and still do their job properly. Would you ever go back into mobile detailing if you could automate it and run it remotely? No. I'll never do auto detailing again. It was great while I did it. It paid the bills, but that is hard work and I never want to do it again. Like, and what I mean by hard is not like, oh my God, this is hard. It's like more like physically demanding. It's just, it takes a toll. Are there any challenges or roadblocks when it comes to working in the medical space or your experience in those areas? Physical therapists, I mean, there's always roadblocks. It doesn't matter what you're doing. But again, it's if you understand how their clients come to their business and how their clients book appointments and interact with those types of businesses, then you shouldn't have too many roadblocks. Really, where most people struggle with digital marketing is understanding how to put together a campaign that's going to best suit the business they're working for. Back when all this first started and Ty Lopez kind of brought it out there, everybody was like, oh, I'm just going to do social media marketing for everybody. I'm going to do posting and I'm going to do ads. And in a lot of cases, it's not the best form of marketing to go for that business. For example, with medical, SEO and PPC work a lot better for medical businesses than social media will. It always will. Why? Because you don't go to social media when you're trying to find a doctor. You go to Google. So it's about understanding how the different areas of digital marketing play into a business's marketing plan. I don't know King Kong. Actually, I think I have seen them before, but I don't really know much about them. Yes, you do want your LLC even if you don't have clients because, I mean, and you can wait until you get that first one, but like as soon as you get that first one, you want to go ahead and get your LLC established. Dowd, I hope I didn't mess your name up. I know Ahmed. I'm going to say Ahmed. Ahmed, I don't do a lot of the actual financial planning. I leave that up to my accountant. What we do is try to hit the goals that they put in place for us, and we tell them what our goal for the agency is in the future, and they help us align our financial plans with that goal. How did you get into digital marketing and how far along on your journey did you hit your first 6 figures? We hit 6 figures in our first year, but I've been doing this for over 10 years now. And I got into it when I was in high school. I was doing digital marketing for companies that I ran and also managing like small stuff for friends who own companies, or really friends' parents who own companies. Does the DMS course content work in conjunction with going after e-commerce clients? Also, have you ever worked with? Yes and yes. The good thing about the reason why our course is so successful is because digital marketing, no matter what you do, is essentially the same for any business or industry. The difference, again, is knowing how the different digital marketing tactics play into the different industries and understanding which tactic is going to work best for those industries. So, and that's what we teach in digital marketing school. We don't just teach, it's hard to phrase. We teach digital marketing, obviously, right? And then we have the individual parts of digital marketing. But when we go into each part, we say, okay, now this type of marketing works really well with these style of businesses. It works less effectively with those same style of businesses, whereas this style of marketing will work much better where these styles of digital marketing didn't work for these types of businesses. I hope that wasn't too confusing. It sounded confusing coming out of my mouth, but I understand what it means. It's hard to explain. It's where I always talk about like visually appealing businesses or pleasure style businesses, meaning they're easy to look at on social, versus not. right? So the example I always give, and I get called out on it all the time, but it's the perfect example. Criminal attorneys should not be advertising a ton on social. Why? Because it doesn't make sense. Nobody's going to look at like criminal attorney content. Whereas on Google and, in search engines, it works a lot more effectively. And that's what we teach. So e-commerce, it all depends on the product too, because there's like I was doing e-commerce for a transmission company. They sold transmissions. Completely different from t-shirts and mugs and necklaces and all that stuff. Like completely different. So before you ever start working, the biggest thing you have to do is look at the business and the product they sell and say, are their customers really going to be interested in social media? Or are they really going to start their journey looking for this product on social media, or would it happen somewhere else? And if it's not social media, it's always what? Search engines. It's either search engines or social media to start that initial spark. It's basically the only software you need to start, honestly. Yep, that's why, like, if you look in the description, you guys should check out, if you use my affiliate link, it's in the description, and we will give you our snapshots, which basically comes with our email, text message funnels, our landing page that we've built. Like, you get everything that you need, and you're ready to go. So I recommend signing up for Go High Level using my affiliate link. Again, that's in the description right below, and we will actually send you our snapshots. Did I grow up in a middle-class family? Yes, my family would be okay, so yes and no. Really, when I was younger, we were definitely not middle class. We were lower class. Like, I grew up very, very, I don't want to say poor, but we didn't have a lot. As we got older, my family started to make a little bit more money, but we've never been rich. My family's never had a ton of money. What's my birthday? March 20th, 1991. That's actually what this stands for. Let's start here. C stands for 100, minus 10, plus 1. That's how Roman numerals work. I don't know what the Romans were thinking when they were like, hey, let's write out our numbers in letters, and what we're going to do is we're going to make you do a bunch of addition and subtraction for you to be able to understand what the number actually is. It didn't make sense at all. They should have just created a number system. But anyways, who am I to say? Let's see what time we're at. All right, guys, who's ready to play the mentorship giveaway game and potentially win the marketing mentorship program? I got to get a question ready. All right, so I also had to confirm because I knew it was analytical versus creativity, but I didn't. Okay, so left brain is analytical, right brain is creative. The answer, though, is that it's really good marketing is a combination of both. You have to be able to analyze data to be able to make decisions, but if you're not creative in your approach, you aren't going to be relevant either. So it's honestly an even keel of both, in my opinion. If I wasn't an agency owner, what would I be doing? I would probably go work in marketing for another company. And especially at this point, I could probably get a job making a good salary at another company. Because all I'd have to do is show them my track record with this, and they'd probably, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn here, but they'd probably be pretty impressed with what I've been able to do and want my expertise. All right, guys, so if you are ready to play the marketing mentorship giveaway game, I need you to do two things. Number one, if you haven't already done so, you need to hit that thumbs up button. If you don't hit the thumbs up button, I ain't giving you the course, even if you answer correctly. Number two is you have to leave a comment in the chat saying, I'm ready to play the mentorship giveaway. Jordan, let's go. I'm ready to win it already so I can get inside and get your mentorship. It is an amazing program. I promise you, you guys will love it. Anybody who's ever been in the mentorship program has always said how much value they get from it. And it's only $10 a month. Like, you get your first month free, but after that, it's only $10 a month. And I'll put it to you like this. You can spend $120 if you're in it for a year and you get 52 live trainings with me. Actually, now you get 104 live trainings with me because we do it twice a week. 104 opportunities where you get to get on a call with me and a small group of other people, and you get access to me for anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. Usually when it's larger groups, we go about an hour. If it's smaller groups, we can get pretty much everything we need to get done in 30 minutes. And by the way, if you don't say you want to play in the chat, when it comes time, if you answer, I'm not going to let you get the course. I'm going to give it to the next person who answered the question correctly. So if you're wanting to win, you have to write something in the chat saying that you want to play. It's part of my rules. I'm giving away a program. The least you can do is just tell me, yeah, I want to play, Jordan. Got done with your agency, but I want more. Hey, I promise you, even if you're done with you, you will still appreciate the mentorship program because you're always going to have questions. All right, so we're about to start. If you haven't answered, you need to go ahead and get your comment in the chat so that way you can qualify. I'm going to start in 30 seconds to give you guys last little bit so that way you can actually get in. The chat is laggy. That's why I like to give it a little bit of time before I start. Other than that, I can't really help anything else. But I promise you this, because people always think let me explain something before we start so we can just clear this up. The chat that you see on your screen is not what I see on mine. I get all of the chats 20 seconds before you guys get the chats on your end. So I promise you, when I call out the winner, you can go and check every single live stream I've ever done. It's always a different winner, and these are people who come back every single week, and you don't see me sitting here just typing in chats pretending to be people. These are real people. So I'm not going to screw anybody over. I promise that. And I promise you also that the person who I say responds first is the person who responded first. Never going to lie to you guys. Okay, guys. I need to come up with a question, actually. I still haven't done that because I was answering questions while I was doing that. Shouldn't have done that. Okay. I got a question. You guys ready? Here we go. Okay. The question is, I mentioned earlier that my agency was going to start doing some form of marketing here in the next month. What was that form of marketing that we are going to implement into our strategy for my agency? Let's see who gets this one. Who is really paying attention? Well, T-Do, yes, the answer is PPC marketing, and T-Do, you are the first to answer. So congratulations. I'm going to be giving you the free mentorship program giveaway. All you need to do is go, wait, let me make sure you commented. Yep, you commented. Cool. A lot of y'all were paying attention. Good stuff. So all you need to do, go to facebook.com/serial entrepreneur. I just put that in the chat. Janetta, I love that you still play even though you're in it. And yes, that is the correct answer as well. Bridget, digital is a little too vague. I was looking for the specific service, which is PPC or Google Ads. But T-Do, congrats. You are definitely the first one to answer. So if you just send me a message at facebook.com/serial entrepreneur, we will get your code over to you by tomorrow so you can get enrolled. see a little fun little game just to keep you guys paying attention while we do these, because they are informational. You learn a lot actually by coming to these Q&A sessions, and I promise you, if you like these Q&A sessions, you will learn a lot more in our mentorship program. Tidu's a time traveler for sure. That's funny. You're not going to be able to find our SOPs because we don't give those away for free. Those were super expensive and time consuming for us to make. We sell them, but we don't give them away. If you're looking to buy them, you can send us a message on Facebook letting us know that you're interested in purchasing our SOPs. Lewis said, I'm ready to play. Lewis, you missed it a little bit, bud. That was... I'm ready to play. The question's already been asked, buddy. I think you were just playing, but Lewis is using Internet Explorer. I was hoping I wasn't the only one who caught that. That was funny as hell. I'm ready to play, bro. They already all put in the answers. That was funny, man. Justin, you're welcome. But yeah, if anybody's interested in looking at, or not looking at, but purchasing our SOPs. Oh my God, he's still putting Google ads. If anyone's interested in purchasing our SOPs, we have those. Oh, no. Not $17. It's $1,750. They're expensive. They're not cheap. They cost us $150,000. Actually, at this point, we've probably invested about $185,000 into developing our SOPs. So there's no way I could sell them for $17.50 and feel okay with myself going home every night. I'd be pissed. And also, it would take us thousands and thousands and thousands of sales of those SOPs for us to recuperate that revenue that we spent, or that recuperate the money that we spent on developing those SOPs. Kim Macha, I promise you, you will not regret joining the mentorship program. Anyway, it's $10 a month. You get a total of 104 live private mentorship training sessions with me. You should lend him your time machine. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here. Last things before I go, make sure to check out the description right below this video. All kinds of great resources down there. Our all-in-one software that we use for our marketing agency. All of my training programs are listed down there. We have so many different options for you to get your agency started. We have a beginner level program that's $7. We have our intermediate advanced level program, the DMS 2.0. We have our done with you agency model that's down there. And then obviously software and tools that we use to make our agency go well or run smoothly. I don't like go well. That doesn't sound good. But I'm going to get out of here. Yes, I know Aman Gadzi. I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a great night and a great rest of your week. Hopefully I see you next week. We do this every week on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you show up, and I'll see you guys then as well. Outside of that, I'm going to get out of here, and I will see you next week. Until then, Serial Entrepreneur out. Bye, guys.